what makes a man, and I mean, if you go to like the current affairs section and that, there are these, it's just toxic masculinity. It's being dominant and this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, where does that idea like really come from? Now, I grant you that in my own experience, because of the situation that I had to grow up in, and the fact that in order for me to survive at home, in with some sort of psychological health, I had to actively suppress the typical boy-like behaviors, right? Because anytime I did anything that was typically like a boy, what I heard from my mother was, "You're just like your father." And as soon as I heard that, I knew it was all over for me. I was in deep shit. So I actively pushed that away. And so then now I'm out in the world, and I have to behave in the way that I'm expected to behave as a male in the society. But at the same time, I'm aware of the fact that a lot of these behaviors are displeasing to women.
Yeah.
Right? At least to the women that I had to live with, 3 sisters and a mother. Right? And so then trying to navigate that path forward. And so when I started like asking questions about this, this toxic masculinity, and the fact that it seems like the progressive left can't hold on to men. I mean, just your standard cisgendered male, white, black, brown, whatever. They're having a hard time with that because they reject the standard definition of masculinity, right? This domineering, controlling, beast or whatever, but yet they don't have a vision to replace it with, you know? And
well, I think, I mean, definitely it's like it seems like, and maybe it's just because I'm also a slave to the algorithm, but it's like there's like toxic masculinity, and then, which I think toxic masculinity, at least the way I see it, is it's taking those masculine traits that we all recognize to the extreme.
mm-hmm.
It's not that it's bad to be strong, or to be, what else? Strength, courage, independence, disciplines, stoicism, leadership, protection, providing. Like, they're not in and of themselves bad qualities, right? But when that strength turns into dominance, when that discipline turns to abuse, or leadership is just your whatever. I can't think of a bad or you're leading down the wrong path or something.
Well, there's leadership that inspires people to follow you, and then there's leadership that
fear.
Yeah. And if you can inspire people to follow you by your example, right, then they're going to try to emulate those qualities that you have, right? And unfortunately, you can pick a bad example, right?